Hello everyone. As consumer sustainable choices thrive even during this pandemic, the demand on more proof about sustainable practices in production is increasing. Indeed, it is now not enough to know about the origin of the milk, but the main concern will nowadays be on the actions applied regarding the environment or the animal welfare. That's why Prospérité brand has managed to add additional proof of its sustainable approach to meet consumers' needs by giving them access to more digitally certified audit information in real time about its environmental impact and the well-being of our cows. I'm José Luis Pino Rivera, and let me guide you through what we have done in the past year by adding connectivity to Prospérité's sustainable UHT milk. But first, for those who don't know us, I'll briefly recap Ingredia for you. So Ingredia is part of a dairy cooperative named Prospérité Fermière that has more than 70 years of experience in the dairy sector. It has around 1,200 farmers that collects each year on average 420 million liters of milk. And at our dairy plant at Saint-Paul-sur-Tonoise, we have one bottling line that is capable of producing more than 60 million liters of UHT milk. And at the same plant, we have 5 drying towers and 3 filtration lines that produces more than 65,000 tons of dairy ingredients. You have to remember that our company does more than 50% of its turnover at the export markets. So what about our products? So the products that are produced at our dairy plant are, as I said before, UHT milk and dairy ingredients. But those dairy ingredients, there are 3 sectors of it. There's the dairy powders, which are more used for chocolate applications. The second one, it's the functional and nutritional proteins, as the name implies, are more used for food applications and nutrition applications. And the dairy bioactives that are used in dietary supplements. But one of the most important things about Ingredia, and that you have to remember, is that it has a strong strategy based on 2 pillars. The first one is innovation, and as Ingredia is a medium-sized company, it's highly capable to innovate quickly in the dairy sector. And the second one, it's the CSR commitments. So we have a strong CSR policy called Via Lacta. And Via Lacta, it's our guarantee of quality and commitments through a logo that has a meaning. And based on this CSR policy, we have created a sustainable milk collection called Milk from Grass-Fed Cows. And this milk collection that was created in 2017 is based on 4 pillars. I don't know if you remember from last year's webinar, but I have detailed each one of these pillars quite thoroughly. But for this webinar, I'll be more focusing on giving you a quick recap about each one of the pillars, and then giving you a heads up about what we're working on and how this blockchain technology has helped us in order to meet consumers' needs and to give them more proof about our sustainable approach. But first, let's go through each one of these pillars once again. So for the animal welfare, we have a guaranteed access to pasture of 170 days per year per cow, which turns around 200 days per year on average. We also have an accessible grazing area of a total of 3,000 square meters minimum per cow, which is divided into sections. The first one of pasturage area and the second one of pasturable area. We also have added a bovine diagnosis for animal welfare, which helps us to do the assessment of the welfare of the cattle, the valorization of existing good practices in the farm, and also to identify possible areas of improvement. Now, concerning the quality of milk, the second pillar, we guarantee that it's milk only coming from France, but not only from France, more specifically from Les Hauts-de-France, the north of France, because it's milk that has been locally collected at only 80 kilometers around our dairy plant to guarantee a better quality. It is also milk from GMO-free grass-fed cows that has been feed with only feed certified GMO-free. So we guaranteed this feed is certified with our manufacturers that are certified Ocalim STNO or Vlog or organic or soy from France. And this feed is given to all the cattle of the farms, calves, heifers, cows in productions, bulls, etc. etc. Now, concerning our third pillar, the environment, we do actions in order to preserve the biodiversity, like preserve our local grazing area, diversify our varieties in the meadows, increase the flowered areas in order to increase the pollination, increase the soil structure through rooting, also install hedges for the parcel separation. We also do actions in order to reduce our carbon footprint, like using manure as fertilizer, reduce our consumption of imported soybeans, also do carbon storage in permanent grasslands. And last but not least, concerning the last pillar, farmers' income, we have a stable and guaranteed price fixed for the year for each farmer that's involved in this sustainable approach, and also a bonus per production. And now, as we're approaching to the core of the webinar, I want to remind you that this sustainable approach was first proven by blockchain with the help of Connecting Food since 2019. And we still are the only ones to have a fully not only traced but also audited sustainable milk collection with this blockchain technology. And here you can see in green what is already audited by blockchain, which is the animal welfare pillar and the quality of milk one. And for the environmental one, we have already data on the carbon storage of our farms, but in order to have the whole digitalization of the reduction of the carbon footprint that we're working on, we need more data, not only coming from our farms, but also from the factory that we're still working on. And I cannot stress enough about the goal of this whole project, but we knew that we needed to go towards total transparency in order to meet consumers' needs. And we started by the promises that we used to put on the label. We know that consumers are seeking for more products that are clean labeled with a simplified list of ingredients. They want to know the origin of the raw materials, the traceability of it, and what was missing at that time was this digital audit that we were able to add with the blockchain technology in real time. Yet, in order to go towards this total transparency, as we called it, we took a bet at the time. We had a big challenge. And the bet was to be the pioneers of this fully traced and audited direction with this technology. But as we knew, and as we know that we're a middle-sized company, we knew of what we were capable of. So the problem was, how do we do so? How do we get all the way back to the feed suppliers that are not even part of Ingredia, some of them? So how do we get the information from them, then go through the farms, then to the milk collection, the dairy plant, and all the way to the finished product in order to create a fully transparent finished product? Thus, at the beginning of the project, we wanted to have a ready-to-use solution for our clients' dairy ingredient supply, but not any kind of ingredient, a sustainable one that could add more value to their products. That's why we worked on this fully traced and audited sustainable milk collection, and after we convinced everyone from the dairy chain, even the feed suppliers, about the benefits of it, we were able to add the traceability information and audit information into the blockchain of these milk ingredients. that are milk proteins or powders or even liquid industrial liquids, and then sell them to our clients in order to create fully transparent ingredients. And for this, they only have to add their own traceability information and audit information in order to create this kind of products. Consequently, and I think you guessed it, as the milk that goes into our Prospérité bottles is the same one that comes from our sustainable milk collection, we were able to create fully transparent UHT milk bottles by adding the full traceability and audit information into the blockchain and then printed it as a QR code directly into the bottles. Finally, by creating fully transparent products, finished products, we're able to get benefits at all levels. Consumers will be now able to verify the promises that we used to put on the labels by having access to genuine, accurate information in real time by scanning just a QR code on the packaging. Thus, they will have full confidence on the products they're buying. Also, the distributors and stores will be more confident in the quality of the products they market and create a link of trust with their customers. Brands like ours, we can promote now the origin of the ingredients and enhance our image towards distributors and consumers with clean label products. It's something that we used to do on the past, but not in real time and with real proof. And Ingredia, as a company, we're confident that we provide high quality ingredients to the market and we offer a quality guaranteed to our B2B customers but also our B2B consumers. And the farmers sees the values of the farmers' work promoted all the way to the end consumer via a web app that will show you how it works in the next slide. So when you scan the QR code, you land into this web app where you can switch the language. For example, here we're going to put it in English. And you can see the batch number of this whole milk UHT milk Prospérité bottle. And you can actually see the farms where it comes from. And this information goes into the web app automatically because it changes from batch to batch as it is a dynamic QR code. And when you click on the farms section, you can see the actual location with a map, interactive map, where the farms are located in the north of France and also the factory. So it is quite interesting to have this possibility to go further on this. And after, when you go back, you have also the date in which the milk has been collected, more information about it. Then, when it was bottled and the information about it, and then the days that you have left to consume your UHT milk in full security. But the more interesting part is the below part with the actual data that has been verified by this blockchain technology, like the origin, the feeding of the cows. And as I told you before, we have added more information about the current carbon storage. Here you have how many kilograms have been stored with all these 36 farms. Then the biodiversity, how many hectares of biodiversity have been preserved and what it is biodiversity in case you're wondering, and the nourishing performance. So the nourishing performance is how many people all the farms together, the 36, can feed. So this information, it's at the top bottom of the web app, and then when you go down you have more information about the brand, the certification, non-GMO, more about Via Lacta, and also a video of it. So it is quite complete system that we have developed with Connecting Food in order to, as I said before, give more proof about what we have done since the past 5 years now. So it's quite awesome to know that we can show this to you and then to your customers in order to give them full reassurance about some products like the UHT milk bottles that are very simple, but we don't imagine all the work that is been put on in order to get this fully traced and audited in real time finished products. So thank you everyone for this quite short webinar, but more specific one in this addition of technology into the blockchain for our Prospérité UHT milk. See you next time. But before I leave you, enjoy the rest of your evening or day. Please let me know if you have any questions. I will be glad to respond to them.